I laughed as Layla leaned closer, her fingers brushing my arm. You're hopelessly romantic, you know that, she teased, eyes sparkling under the soft rooftop lights. And you love it, I replied, unable to hide my grin. Don't deny it. She shook her head, pretending annoyance. Maybe. But seriously, you planning this whole evening was, wow. I didn't expect this. You deserve it, I said. I wanted everything perfect for us. Layla smiled, but then her eyes flicked to her phone. I caught the flash of a message, the corner of her lips twitching into a small, nervous laugh. Everything okay? I asked. She looked up, startled. Yeah. Just, work stuff. Nothing important. Ayan, sitting across from me, raised an eyebrow and muttered under his breath, work stuff. At this hour? On your engagement night? I waved him off. Relax, he's just worried. Don't ruin the mood. Layla set her phone down and reached for my hand. Ignore him. Tonight's about us. I squeezed her hand back, feeling the warmth of her touch, but the unease lingered. Something about the way she laughed, too quick, too forced, bothered me. You sure everything's fine? I asked again. Absolutely, she said, tilting her head and smiling. You worry too much. Ayan leaned closer to me, lowering his voice. I'm just saying. I've seen her act nervous before. Maybe it's nothing, but keep an eye out. I chuckled, shaking my head. You're paranoid. I trust her. Layla cleared her throat, standing up with a glass in hand. Actually, I want to make a toast. I blinked, startled. A toast? For us? Yes, she said, smiling brightly. To our future, to love, and, to unforgettable nights. I raised my glass, matching her enthusiasm. To us, I said, clinking it gently against hers. The liquid tasted odd, slightly bitter, like it wasn't quite right, but I shrugged it off. Interesting flavor, I joked. Did you pick this wine? She laughed, brushing it off. Maybe. But it's memorable, isn't it? Ayan's gaze lingered on her, sharp and suspicious, but he didn't say a word. I laughed with her, trying to push the uneasy feeling away. Memorable, yeah, unforgettable, even, I said, smiling at Layla. Her smile widened, and she touched my arm again. That's exactly what I wanted, she said softly. I didn't know then that the night's perfection was only a mask. I didn't know the subtle shift, the hidden glance, the secret she was keeping. I only felt love, warmth, and the glow of what I thought was our perfect evening. I woke up to a pounding headache and a wave of nausea that made me gasp. Ugh, what's happening? I groaned, trying to sit up, but my body refused. Ayan. I croaked, my voice barely audible. I can't. He appeared instantly, eyes wide with panic. Hey, breathe. What's wrong? Talk to me. I feel terrible. My head, my stomach, everything, I whimpered, clutching my stomach. Okay, calm down. I'm taking you to the hospital. Can you walk? I don't know if I can, I muttered, shivering. Don't try. I've got you, he said, lifting me carefully. You're not doing this alone. On the way, my vision blurred. Ayan, could it be something I ate? Don't think about that now. We'll figure it out, he said, his voice firm but worried. At the hospital, nurses rushed me to a bed. Vitals, now, one snapped, and I barely had the strength to respond. A doctor arrived, clipboard in hand. What's the problem? I feel like I'm dying, I said weakly. Head spinning, stomach. Poisoning is possible, he said, glancing at Ayan. We'll run tests. Stay calm. Tests. What kind of tests? I whispered, panic clawing at me. Blood work, stomach contents, everything, he replied. We'll find the cause. I tried to sit up, desperate for clarity. Was it food? Drink? Something else? Ayan held me down gently. Don't push yourself. Just let them help. The nurse gave me in 4. You'll start feeling better soon, she said, but I only shook my head. I thought of Layla. My chest tightened. She was calm when I got sick, I said, voice trembling. What do you mean? The doctor asked, curious. Last night, she made a toast. My drink, it tasted weird. I thought it was nothing, I admitted, panic rising. Ayan's jaw tightened. I told you, something's off with her. You were right to worry. The doctor frowned. If there's poisoning involved, we need specifics. Time, what was consumed? I closed my eyes, trying to remember. Wine, just a sip, she handed it to me. That's all I remember. Stay calm, the doctor instructed. We'll monitor you closely. Right now, the priority is your vitals. Hours passed. I lay on the hospital bed, shivering, every tiny sound magnified. Ayan, what if it was intentional? He looked at me, voice soft but firm. Then we deal with that later. Right now, you survive. I clenched my fists, panic and fear mixing with anger. I can't believe this is happening. I trusted her. I trusted her. You're safe here, Ayan said, holding my hand. We'll get through it. I promise. But as I stared at the ceiling, nausea racking my body, I realized something chilling. Layla wasn't panicked. Not even a little. That calm, almost proud expression haunted me more than the sickness itself. I didn't want to believe it, but Ayan wouldn't let me ignore the truth. I saw them, he said quietly, sitting across from me. His voice was steady, but his eyes were stormy. Layla, she's been meeting him for months. What do you mean? My voice trembled. Who? Who? Her boyfriend, Ayan replied. I followed her a few times after work. Cafes, hotels, she's lying to you. All of it. No, that can't be true. I saw her last night, we were happy. My hands shook, and I clutched the edge of the table. You need to see it for yourself, Ayan said, sliding his phone toward me. Messages, pictures, everything. She's been planning this. I stared at the screen. Proof after proof. A tear slid down my cheek. How could she? I whispered. I trusted her. You deserve to know, Ayan said. Now go home. Confront her. Face it. The walk to our apartment felt endless. My heart pounded in my chest, and every step made me feel heavier. I opened the door, and there she was, Layla, smiling as if nothing had changed. Hey, she said casually. You're home early. Layla, what is this? I demanded, holding up my phone. Ayan showed me everything. The meetings, the messages, who is he? Her smile faltered for a moment, then she shrugged. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie to me. I shouted. I saw the proof. You've been meeting him, behind my back. I don't know why you're overreacting, she said, stepping closer, voice soft, almost mocking. Maybe you misunderstood. Misunderstood? My voice cracked. Misunderstood? You've been lying to me, cheating on me, and you even poisoned me. I felt my anger rising, shaking my fists. Her eyes widened slightly, then she leaned back, almost amused. Poisoned? That's a strong word. I call it, removing obstacles. I froze. You gave me poison. Not to hurt you forever, she said calmly, as if discussing the weather. Just enough to step out of my way. I couldn't marry you, not when I wanted him. I took a step back, my chest tightening. How could you be so casual about this? About me? Love doesn't always follow rules, she said, shrugging. Sometimes, people make choices. I made mine. I wanted to scream, to hit, to shake some sense into her. You're insane. You're clever, she interrupted, smirking. Obsessed? Jealous? Maybe. But I got what I wanted. You'll regret this, I spat, trembling with fury. Everything you did, it will catch up to you. She laughed softly, turning toward the door. Maybe. But not today. Not now. And just like that, she walked away, leaving me standing there, shaking, broken, and enraged all at once. The apartment felt empty, colder than ever. I sank to the floor, my phone clutched to my chest, feeling the weight of betrayal crush me. Ayan's words echoed in my mind, face it. Face the truth. I faced it. I hated it. And I knew one thing for sure, I would never let this go unanswered. I sank onto the couch, my hands trembling as I stared at the engagement photos on the wall. How could I have been so blind? I muttered, voice barely audible. Ayan sat beside me, his hand on my shoulder. Hey, breathe. You're not alone in this. I trusted her, I whispered, shaking my head. Everything we had, and she just destroyed it. And me. You're not destroyed, Ayan said firmly. You're angry, yes. But that means you're still alive. You still care. I don't even know who I am anymore, I said, eyes fixed on the photos. She's in these pictures, smiling at me, but she's a stranger. I don't know her. I don't even know myself. You're yourself, Ayan replied softly. The part she didn't break. That part, that's still here. I laughed bitterly. Is it? I feel empty. I feel like every stupid choice I ever made is flashing before me. Every trust, every laugh, wasted. You're grieving, he said. And that's okay. Don't rush it. Don't punish yourself for her mistakes. I can't just sit and wait, I admitted. Part of me wants to, I stopped, fists clenching. Part of me wants revenge. To make her feel what I feel. Revenge is tempting, Ayan said quietly, but it will only drag you down. Focus on yourself first. Survive. Heal. I pressed my forehead against my knees. Healing feels impossible. She poisoned me, lied to me, walked away smiling. How do you just move on from that? Ayan sighed. One step at a time. Look at the good you still have. Friends. Family. You're alive. You survived the worst she threw at you. I glanced at the photos again, my reflection staring back from the glass. Layla's smile was frozen, perfect, but it was gone. That person I loved, didn't exist anymore. Only the memory of her. Only the betrayal. Do you remember how happy we were? I whispered. I thought we had a future. You did, Ayan said. But she never did. That's her flaw, not yours. Don't let her choices define your worth. I exhaled shakily. I feel lost. Angry. Hurt. All at once. And I can't tell if I want to cry or scream. Then do it, he said firmly. Cry. Scream. Feel it. But don't let it consume you. You're stronger than you think. I buried my face in my hands, tears sliding down my cheeks. I can't. I don't know if I can get past this. You will, Ayan said, voice steady, unwavering. I'll be here. You won't do it alone. You just have to take the first step. I looked at him, my chest tight. First step, huh? I whispered. Maybe you're right. Maybe I can survive this. Maybe I can be more than this pain. I turned my gaze back to the engagement photos, seeing not the person I loved, but the lessons she left behind. My heart ached, but for the first time since the betrayal, a spark of clarity flickered inside me. I told everyone I was fine. I'm back, I said, smiling at work. Just a scare. My colleague Rena frowned. You don't look fine. I am, I replied. Life goes on. Inside, nothing felt normal. I called Layla's friend Sana. Coffee? I asked. I need advice. She laughed. About the wedding? About trust, I said. At the cafe, Sana talked freely. Layla's been busy, she said. New plans, new money. Money? I asked. What kind? She shrugged. Transfers. Joint stuff. I thought you knew. My chest tightened. Who else knows? I asked. Arif from her office, she said. He handles payments. I met Arif later. I'm clearing records, I said. For recovery. He nodded. Layla asked me to hide invoices. Hide? I echoed. For gifts, he said. For her boyfriend. The word burned. Boyfriend, I repeated. He froze. You didn't know. I smiled thinly. I know enough. That night, Ayan listened. This feels wrong, I said. I'm becoming someone else. You're protecting yourself, he replied. What's the plan? No noise, I said. Just truth. Truth hurts, he warned. So did poison, I said. I kept acting healed. Congrats, people told me. You're strong. Thanks, I answered. Trying. I saved messages, dates, receipts. Sana texted. She's marrying him soon. I typed back, I wish them luck. My hands shook. Am I cruel? I asked Ayan. Or patient? He said, you're choosing timing. I stood alone, staring at my phone. Revenge feels heavy, I whispered. Karma feels slow. Ayan replied, pick what lets you sleep. I breathed out. Then I'll let them build the lie, I said. I'll just keep the proof. The first strike wasn't loud. It was quiet, careful, and mine. I dialed Layla's number. Just checking, I said. I'm healing. She replied, good. I asked, happy? She said, busy. I said, with him? Silence answered. Careful, she warned. I am, I replied. I met Sana again. I feel guilty, I said. Talking like this. She said, truth matters. I asked, did she lie often? She said, always. I asked, about me? She nodded. About money? She nodded again. About love? She sighed, especially. At work, Arif called. I can't hide this, he said. Audits are coming. I said, send copies. He said, promise me safety. I said, I promise honesty. He said, then check tonight. I said, I will. Ayan leaned back. You're calm, he said. Too calm. I answered, I'm focused. He asked, revenge? I said, justice. He said, same blade. I said, different grip. He smiled. I'll watch your back. I said, that's enough. I saved everything. One step, I whispered. No drama. My phone buzzed. Layla texted, "Stop digging." I typed, "I'm resting." She sent a heart. I deleted it. This is the line, I told myself. I won't cross it. Then I added, "I'll let them cross first." Ayan said, "Sleep." I said, "Soon." He said, "Eat." I said, "Later." He said, "Live." I said, "Learning." He nodded. "Tomorrow?" he asked. "Tomorrow," I said. I closed my eyes. "Breathe," I told myself. Wait. The first strike stayed silent, steady, and sharp, waiting for the moment they would underestimate me again. My chest slowed. I checked the folder again. "Proof matters," I said. Ayan replied, "So does you." I smiled. "I'm here." He said, "Good." I whispered, "Let it come." I wasn't rushing anymore. I chose patience tonight. "Quiet wins," I said. Ayan answered, "Quiet remembers." I saved, locked, and waited. The city slept. I didn't. Tomorrow would listen. I held proof. I held breath. I held time. And I stayed ready for consequences. At last. I watched from a distance, my phone hidden in my pocket. "Looks like trouble," I muttered, seeing Layla frown as she flipped through her emails. Her boyfriend, Amir, was pacing behind her. "What now?" he snapped. "Another audit?" "Yes," she said, voice tight. "I don't understand how this keeps happening." "Maybe you shouldn't hide things," Amir said, arms crossed. "People notice when numbers don't match." "They're mistakes," she protested. "Minor, fixable mistakes." I smiled faintly. "Minor?" I whispered. "Sure." At a small gathering later, Layla tried to laugh with her friends. "Did you hear?" someone whispered. "The transfers, the lies." Layla's smile faltered. It's nothing," she said, forcing cheer. Her friend Sana raised an eyebrow. "Nothing?" "The gossip is everywhere. People are talking." I said it's fine, Layla replied, clutching the pendant I had once given her. It slipped from her fingers and fell. She froze, staring at it. I felt a thrill I couldn't name. "That's poetic," I whispered. Back at her apartment, Amir slammed a file onto the table. "I can't cover this anymore. If anyone finds out, we're done." Layla's hands shook. "We'll manage. We always do." "No, we won't. People are noticing. Friends, family, everyone." His voice rose. "And I trusted you." I did everything I could," she said, tears in her eyes. "I didn't want it to go this far." I leaned against the railing outside her window, hidden in shadows. "Far enough," I muttered. "Just far enough." At a brunch with mutual friends, whispers followed her. "Did you hear about Layla and Amir?" someone said. "The money, the lies." Layla laughed nervously. "Oh, gossip. People love drama." Her friend Arif glanced at her. "Is it really just gossip?" I said it's fine, she snapped, but the tremor in her voice betrayed her. I checked my phone again. Messages from Ayan, "They're cracking. Keep watching." I typed back, "I am." Later that evening, I noticed the pendant again, lying on the floor of her apartment through the open window. I remembered giving it to her for our anniversary. "Funny," I whispered. "Memories can hurt, and truth can sting." Amir's voice boomed, frustration spilling out. "Why did you let this happen?" "I didn't," she cried. "I tried." I exhaled slowly, feeling satisfaction without gloating. Patience, I thought. They'll unravel themselves. Her friend started distancing, subtly questioning her actions. I can't believe someone murmured. She tried to maintain control. It's nothing. Really. But cracks were showing, her confident facade crumbling under pressure, Amir's distrust growing, friends quietly judging. I leaned back, hidden, heart steady. This is just the beginning, I whispered. No fingerprints, no traces, only consequences. The pendant glittered in the sunlight as she finally picked it up, her hands shaking. I felt a cold satisfaction, knowing the past had come back to confront her. Karma wasn't loud. It wasn't fast. But it was patient. And I was watching it unfold perfectly, from the shadows. I walked into the room, folder in hand, my pulse steady. Everyone, can I have your attention? I said, voice calm, though every step thrummed with tension. Layla's smile faltered immediately. What is this? She asked, her voice slightly shaky. I opened the folder, letting the photos, messages, and bank transfers slide out onto the table. This, I said, is everything you tried to hide. Amir stepped forward, panic in his eyes. You can't, this isn't true. It's private. I think it's very true, I said, meeting his gaze. Emails, screenshots, transfers, all pointing to your little secret meetings. Layla's lips trembled. I didn't mean for. You didn't mean for what? I asked, voice rising. To poison me? To lie to everyone around you? To cheat and walk away smiling? Her friends gasped. Layla, someone whispered. She waved a hand, trying to dismiss it. It's not what you think. I didn't. I saw the messages, I said, letting my finger slide across a screenshot. You lied for months. You plotted, you deceived, you poisoned. And you expected no one to notice. Amir's face turned red. You've got it all wrong. No, I said, keeping my voice low but firm. I have proof. Every transfer, every meeting, every lie. You can deny it all you want, but it's here. Layla's eyes darted around the room, searching for an ally, any escape. None came. Her friends whispered among themselves, pointing at documents. I didn't, she stammered. You did, I said. And now, everyone knows. Amir dropped into a chair, burying his face in his hands. I trusted you, he muttered, voice shaking. And you thought she deserved me? I asked, letting the words cut. You both underestimated me. Layla's hands shook as she picked up the pendant I had given her, now a symbol of her lies. I love him, she shouted, trying to justify herself. And that excuses everything? I asked, voice rising. The poison, the lies, the betrayal. Love doesn't kill, Layla. Love doesn't destroy trust. You did this. You chose this. Her friends exchanged glances. We didn't know, Sana said softly. No one did, I said. And that's why the truth hurts more now. Ayan stepped beside me quietly, hand on my shoulder. No words, just support. I nodded at him, feeling steady, controlled. Layla's tears fell freely. I didn't want to hurt anyone. You did, I said. Me, first. Everyone else followed. Amir finally looked up, eyes wide, broken. How did you? Observing, I said, calm. Patience. Proof. Silence. I learned to wait. And now, everything you built on lies collapses in front of you. The room was silent except for her gasps and whispers. I looked around, feeling the weight of control, of victory, but also the cost. I wasn't the naive, loving fool I used to be. That person was gone. I closed the folder gently. This isn't joy, I whispered, more to myself than anyone else. It's clarity. Layla sank to the floor, Amir beside her, both humiliated, exposed, powerless. I breathed, letting the moment settle. Ayan squeezed my shoulder. It's done, he said quietly. I nodded, voice low. Yes, it's done. But I'll never forget. I stared at the engagement photos one last time, fingers tracing the frame. So much laughter, so much trust, I whispered. And it's gone. Ayan leaned against the doorway, arms crossed. Gone, but not wasted, he said softly. Doesn't feel like it, I muttered. It feels hollow. You survived, he said. You survived her lies, her poison, her games. That's strength. I sighed, dropping onto the couch. I feel different. Angry, yes. But, also calm. Strange, right? Not strange, Ayan replied. That's growth. You're still you, but sharper, wiser. I looked at him. Do you think I overreacted? Became someone I'm not. You became someone who refuses to be powerless, he said. There's a difference. I exhaled. I wanted revenge, I admit it. But now, I paused, glancing at the folder of evidence tucked away. Now I realize, surviving feels stronger than winning. Ayan smiled faintly. Exactly. Karma worked. You didn't have to chase it. You just let it unfold. I nodded slowly. It's weird. I feel relief. Sadness too. I mourned the person I thought she was, and maybe a future I'll never have. That's natural, Ayan said. Loss isn't just about people. It's about dreams, trust, innocence. I picked up the pendant I had once given her, now tucked safely in a drawer. I almost let this ruin me. Almost let her define me. But you didn't, he said. You held yourself together. That's the point. I smiled, small but genuine. I'm learning that life isn't about revenge or proving people wrong. It's about moving forward, even when the scars are visible. Ayan nodded. And you will. Step by step. I keep thinking about what I could have done differently, I said. Missed signs, blind trust. I let myself be naive. You learned, he said. That's the difference between surviving and being broken. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. I feel lighter. But also, aware. Cautious. I won't let anyone poison my life again, literally or figuratively. That's wisdom, Ayan said. And strength. I smiled faintly at the engagement photos one last time. She's gone from my life. Him too. Their games, their lies, meaningless now. And yours? He asked quietly. Mine's, I said firmly. My story isn't defined by them. It's defined by how I survived, how I healed. Ayan's eyes softened. Then what now? I live, I said, voice steady. I focus on myself. Friends, family, work, memories of what was, lessons of what happened, but not the poison of what they tried to do to me. You sound free, he said. I am, I said. Free from her lies, free from fear. Free to be me again. A better me. We sat in silence, the room quiet but not empty. Relief, sorrow, and acceptance mingled in the air. I finally understood, power wasn't in revenge or exposure. It was in surviving, learning, and moving forward with clarity. I stood, placing the photos back on the shelf. Goodbye, past, I whispered. I'm ready for everything ahead. Ayan nodded. And you'll face it stronger than ever. I smiled, letting the weight of everything lift slightly. Yes, I said. Stronger than ever. I stood at the edge of the park, sunlight warming my face. Feels good, to just breathe, I said, letting the wind brush past me. A voice called out softly. You seem lighter today. I turned to see someone smiling, Emma, a colleague I'd met months ago, gentle and perceptive. Maybe I am, I admitted. It's been a long time coming. You've been through a lot, haven't you? She asked, curiosity gentle, not prying. I shrugged, trying to sound casual. Yeah, betrayal, lies. Life threw a lot at me. But I'm learning to stand again. She nodded. I can tell. You carry yourself differently now. Stronger. Stronger, maybe, I said, glancing down at the ground. Or maybe just careful. I won't make the same mistakes twice. Ayan walked up silently, hand on my shoulder. And you won't, he said. You've grown so much. You survived everything. I did, I whispered, taking a deep breath. And now? I want to live without looking back all the time. Emma smiled, eyes kind. What's next for you? I shrugged again, letting a small laugh escape. I'm not sure yet. Focus on work, friends, maybe, explore new things. No pressure. Just, moving forward. That sounds good, she said. And you deserve it. You've earned peace. I felt a warmth in my chest, a flicker of hope. Thanks, I said softly. It's strange. I thought I'd feel empty forever. But I feel open. Like a door finally unlocked. Doors open slowly, she said. And sometimes, you just need the right key. I chuckled lightly. Maybe you're the key, I said, joking. She laughed, soft and easy. Ayan nudged me gently. Careful, he whispered. Let things flow naturally. No rush. I nodded. I know. I've learned patience. I've learned that life isn't about rushing toward happiness. It's about letting it come to you, and being ready when it does. Emma tilted her head. Sounds like someone wiser than their years. Or someone who survived the impossible, I said quietly, letting a smile linger. Someone who refuses to be defined by pain or betrayal. She smiled back. I like that. Someone who knows their worth. I took a step forward, letting the sunlight wash over me. I'm ready for new beginnings, I said, voice steady. Ready to make choices that belong to me, not anyone else. Ready to live fully again. Ayan stood beside me, silent but supportive. That's all anyone can ask, he said. I turned to Emma, eyes clear. And whatever comes next. I'll face it with strength. With clarity. With myself intact. She nodded, smiling. That's a promise worth keeping. I breathed deeply, feeling the weight of the past lift. Betrayal had shaped me, yes, but it would not define me. I was free. Strong. And this was only the beginning.